Good evening and welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment in Canada, around the world. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I'm a fellow Rose Institute of Canada and your host. Tonight, we're going to talk about multiple hot topics in real estate. As we are entering into January market, there's a multiple offers are happening. There is a shortage of supply and many issues that people are facing at this moment. Foreign buyers are considering to invest in Canada. First-time home buyer have challenges. Tax season is starting, so people have to worry about the taxes. Sometimes this stress and challenges that we have, we also face family challenges where there are some breakdown in families and you have to know how to deal with the complex property, particularly matrimonial homes and other issues. You also need to learn how to negotiate with buyers and sellers when you are in a multiple offer situation. New construction are going on. As you can see from there, it takes about 24 to 36 months before you get a completion of a new construction if you book a house or a condominium. There are special protocol and procedures that you have to deal with it, how to close a deal. Also, during this pandemic, there is a potential of mortgage fraud, and then you, as a real estate professional or also home buyer, buying and selling, securing a mortgage to make sure your financials are in order for you to buy a property without avoiding any problem with the mortgage. Also, you need to learn how to really apply a mortgage. What is the process? We're going to talk about many of these things to make sure that you are in compliance. As you can see, the FinTrack is bigger issue because when the money is involved, and especially you are dealing with cash, first time you're depositing more than $10,000 or more than $10,000 as a realtor, or you have to report. There is a FinTrack document requirement. When deposit is coming, we have to fill out those forms. Uriah has created a form for us that we were using. So let's talk about the topic, problem with older homes. As you can see that we have a bidding war going on, multiple offers are happening, and we do not have a ability or chances to get a proper inspection done. And if you have an older home, you might have the foundation cracks. You might have an old furnace. You might have a roof that needs to be replaced, especially now in winter. We have a lot of snow in January. How are you going to verify that if the windows are leaking and you are looking into an older home that may need some structural work? So this is why it's very, very important to hire a good home inspector who will do the inspection for you to make sure that you are making a right decision. Even though we have a 59% in the last report that I gave for December under Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, there were about active listing minus 59% in December 2021. So obviously there is a shortage of houses. I hope that federal government that promised so many improvement in our system to create a unified system with the federal government, Ontario government, and municipality, so they can expedite the approval process, so builder can bring more houses. This is very, very important. Now, if the foreign investors, which takes about 5 to 7% of the transaction in Ontario or across Canada, obviously is going to create more or less big problem, shortage problem, because you're going to have a less and less houses available for local residents. And also immigration. We're expecting to have at least 400,000 immigrants coming in 2022 as a part of the federal government plan to bring 1 million immigrants in 3 years. So that means it's going to create further a shortage of housing. And this is why it's very, very important that there is a collective strategy adopted by the federal, provincial, and municipalities to expedite the process, streamline and digitize the process so approvals are granted. Even though because of construction, because of so now of pandemic, we still have a shortage because of material. We don't have a manufacturing facility up to the 100% capacity. There's a shortage of labor. Therefore, material costs have gone up 30-35%. You can buy the grocery, anything you buy have increased. Even the gas prices are creeping up. This is why the cost of new reproduction of new construction home is higher. When you are buying a new property, please make sure you check the future value, because builders are not going to give you market value. They're going to give you future value, and they're going to take all the appreciation. So when you are jumping into buying a property, make sure you keep in mind that you will be paying a future value to the builders. However, you will be having a lot of foreign buyers also investing in property, because as you can see, average price in accordance with Toronto Regional Real Estate Board in December 2021, 24.2% from last December to December 2021. Therefore, there is no way the price is going to reverse. In fact, it's going to go up. As Canadian Real Estate Association had projected, I believe we have the report that I'm going to share with you. For Korea report, they are saying the prices in Ontario are expected to increase 11.5% in Ontario. So even the other, British Columbia is 7.1, Alberta is 4.7, Saskatchewan 5.4, Manitoba 5.9, and Quebec 11%, New Brunswick 11.4%. New Brunswick was 11.4, Nova Scotia 11.2, Prince Edward Island 8.1, and Newfoundland 4.6. These are projections for 2022 overall. So average price is going to be increased in Canada-wise approximately 7.6%. So this created a big challenge for first-time home buyers. Now, an average price, as you mentioned, I mentioned to you in GTA. I'm going to go back and show if home buyers, new buyers are buying condominium property, an average price of 416 is $730,792 in 416. It doesn't say 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom or 3 bedroom. In 905 area is 667,269. So obviously, I expect that the first time home buyer will be looking into buying a condominium 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom. And these are average prices put out by Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. And you can also check them out. Based on what you want to buy, you want to check it out in your area to make sure you have the right price and location, and is determined by your realtor in that respective area where you want to buy a property. These are average prices, street by street, location by location, zone by zone. They will be of different prices. So you need to get an estimate of value from your client. As you can see, because of bidding war, majority of these sellers are not listing the price what has recently been sold. In order to create a competition, they are listing lower. I have seen average price is listed $150,000 less than the market value that most recently sold. Therefore, some prices. I was looking at a property in Sheridan on Mississauga Road, listed for 2.1 and sold for 1.8, over $600,000. So why people are listing the low price? Or people are excited, they want to go ahead and buy it because they can see that there's a shortage of supply, and this is going to continue. It's not going to change in a short period of time, because even new rules comes into picture. Even though they're all collaboration happening at the level of government and builders are building homes, still is going to be 24 to 36 months time frame before those houses are available for you to buy. Now, as you are thinking about buying a property, if you already bought a property or you're an investor, you are also tax planning, because you have now owe money to the taxpayer for the 2021, and you have to start working on your taxes. The sooner you file your tax return, the sooner you know how much you qualify, because you're going to need tax return, T4A, notice of assessment. And if you are a T4 employee, you are a T4A or other corporation. So start working on your tax planning. Talk to your accountant to make sure you file your tax return. This is important for you to make sure that you are doing it. Now, I have recently helped a community, a family that has a problem between the two of them, and they help them to negotiate their assets and the cash and money they have. So it's a big issue. It's a family matter. And when you have a dispute within the family, then you have to decide, and based on this, to make sure you consult with your family lawyer. Normally, you have a matrimonial home that you live together with a wife and a husband. And then you also have investment property. The law says that when you are separating from each other, you have to break even. That means everybody will have to be financially equally to each other at the time of separation. So you have to bring your asset on one side and cash inside, your TFSA, RSP, other tax saving plans, whatever you have. So it need to be break even. So this is why it's very important to have your lawyer. And think about it. This is a bad timing to have a dispute, especially in COVID environment. But you never know. Family matter does affect people's life. So this is very important that you always consult with a lawyer to find out where you stand. If there is any challenges in your family, I highly recommend to reconcile, to live together, peace and love and respect, because that's the best solution, because we support family system in Canada. So therefore it's very important. However, things will happen, change. You have to deal with those family matters. So it's important to consult with a lawyer and get some advice. Now, when you are buying and selling, you are really negotiating with a buyer. So, and you are represented by realtors to help you buy or sell a property. Agreement is between buyer and seller. So therefore, buyer and sellers are negotiating the price of a property. When we talk about real estate, we talk about property that you are buying and selling. So it's very, very important you're well-educated, well-informed, and your realtor has done all comparative market analysis to make sure that you are well aware of it, what is the value of it. Especially lots of people are downsizing from bigger homes to downsizing to make sure you have enough equity in you to buy it, because there's going to be a bidding war happening. This is very important for you to make sure that you do that and correct that. So we're going to take a short break. We're going to come back and continue our conversation after this. Take a short break.
It's good to dream big, to own a house and a business. Get residential and business loans. Get insurance to protect your dreams. Get your children in university education without monetary worries. Invite your family from back home to share your success in Canada. Me and my team of professionals will help you under one roof to settle down in Canada.
Amber Financial and Allied Services. Call now. 647-887-1696. Amber Financial and Allied Services. All services under one roof.
So, now it's fully renovated. Live catering, barbecue, tandoor, जलेबियाँ और फ्रेश नान. तकरीब आपके घर में हो या घर से बाहर, Zoc is providing full service now, and Zoc has opened a new banquet hall, garden event center. आपका Zoc देखकर लोग कहेंगे क्या Zoc है आपका? Call right now 905-625-7786. Zoc वालों के लिए.
आपकी रिहाइश ऐसी हो जहां जिंदगी की सहूलत मयसर हो, जो आपको बुलंदियों पर ले जाए, तो मिलिए रियल एस्टेट मार्केट के एक्सपीरियंस्ड रियल एस्टेट प्रोफेशनल अमित ओबेरॉय से. जीटीए में रियल एस्टेट मार्केट के हर अंदाज से वाकिफ. आपको घर खरीदना हो, बेचना हो या करना हो मुनाफे का इन्वेस्टमेंट, मेरे तजुर्बे से आज ही फायदा उठाएं. आज ही कॉल करें. अमित ओबेरॉय 647-291-8102. अमित ओबेरॉय, ब्यूटीफुल होम्स यू कैन अफोर्ड. डिक्सी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स और अप्लायंसेस पिछले 16 सालों से खरीदारों की खिदमत कर रहे हैं. हम लगातार 4 सालों से खरीदारों की पहली पसंद बने रहने का अवार्ड हासिल कर चुके हैं. हम किचनर्स, बॉश, वर्लपूल, एलजी, सैमसंग और जनरल इलेक्ट्रिक के ऑथराइज्ड डीलर हैं. 5 स्टार खिदमत का लुत्फ लें. हम आप सभी को टीवी सबसे ज्यादा रियायती दामों पर देने की गारंटी देते हैं. www.dixieelectronics.ca हमारी वेबसाइट पर जाएं या अभी कॉल करें 905-625-5900. सभी बहुत ही मुनासिब कीमत पर दस्तयाब हैं, जो आप बाआसानी से ले सकते हैं. एट डिक्सी वी सेल क्वालिटी एंड डिलीवर कॉन्फिडेंस.
अगर आप चाहते हैं खूबसूरत विजिटिंग कार्ड, साइन बोर्ड्स, बिल बोर्ड्स, तो कॉल कीजिए अमनदीप सिंह को 416-577-5128. 416 डिजिटल साइन. कॉर्पोरेट इवेंट्स हो या शादी की तकरीब, बर्थडे एनिवर्सरीज हो या हो बेबी शावर, और अगर आप चाहते हैं स्टूडियो सेटअप, रेंटल बैकड्रॉप्स, हार गजरे या पार्टीज के लिए फ्रेश फ्लावर अरेंजमेंट, देन कॉल आफिया खान at 416-628-7849. Essence Event Deco, creative, elegant and unique.
Good evening and welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment. Now we are talking about different hot topics. So we have talked about problem with the older homes, foreign investors in Canada, first-time home buyers, tax planning, family law matters. And when you are negotiating again, as a buyer, you are negotiating a deal with the seller, or seller is dealing with the buyer. The agreement is signed between buyer and seller, not between the realtors representing the buyer and the seller. So this is very, very important to have a well-prepared strategy when you are negotiating a deal with the sale of your house. The agreement of purchase and sale is the real document that is signed between buyer and seller. It has all the terms and conditions, the price, value, deposit, and all terms and conditions, irrevocability if it's a conditional offer. Right now, majority of these conditions are firm offer now. And the problem with that is that if you have a firm offer, I recently had a situation where a buyer bought a property and they were saying, listen, appraisal value came less than what was sold for. And if he wanted to see if she can get a discounted price, the seller says no. That is the challenge you have when you are buying and selling real estate and you are not paying attention to details and trying to make sure that you get the property, but you're not understanding that if the appraised value came lower than what was agreed in the agreement of purchase and sale, then the difference has to be paid by the buyer. Is the buyer prepared? It has a contingency plan or not? This is very, very important for you guys to do that. to make sure a strategic planning is done with your realtors, and make sure that all parties, your lawyers, your mortgage agent, inspector, appraiser, everybody is involved as a part of the team to make sure that you are doing a good job. Now, new home construction is there's lots of people are buying a lot of new homes. And those are based on the current market value and builder are charging more money because they're giving you a future value. If you're going to take position after 2 years or 3 years down the line, that is the price they're going to be charging you today. And you're going to make commitment, you're going to give lot of deposit. Remember, if you're giving $200,000 deposit now and you're waiting for 3 years, who is benefiting for that? Your builder. He's going to use your money for 3 years. Whereas you can use that money if you are able to buy a property and you hold that property for 3 years, you can have appreciation for 3 years on top of the money that you're going to put in. So you're going to be way ahead if you buy from the resale market now than waiting for construction, new construction. Obviously, there are rebates. You're a first-time home buyer, or you want to buy a property in a newer one location, you may want to relocate, or whatever the choice you have. But make sure you consult with a real estate professional in your area, because builders are now cooperating. They are compensating a small money to the realtors who are helping you to buy a property. There's a lot of things that you have to watch when you're buying a new property. There's a lot of development charges. There are a lot of trees, paving, levies, many expenses, the meters, everything. Those can accumulate. So make sure when you are buying this, they are put on a ceiling, $7,500 or $10,000 or $15,000. Put a ceiling on it. And the other important thing is sometimes people are buying for investment property, or they're buying it for personal use and they end up selling it. There is a HST rebate that you get from the builder. Make sure that you are accounting for that money. If you're going to buy and sell, it becomes an investment property. So you should not be claiming the input tax credit through the builder. If you're going to buy the property and rent it, you can pay the HST now to the builder, and then you reclaim it once you have a signed lease for 1 year or 2. So this is very important for you to make sure that you are watching the details. Also, get your agreement reviewed. Get your mortgage pre-approved. Lots of banks are working with builders. They're giving you commitment, long-term commitment. You are taking the risk. If the bank doesn't give you more than 120 days and you're closing in 2, 3 years from today, you can have a challenge. Are you prepared to take the risk? Those are the things you have to check. Also, taking your warranty clauses, because there is a possibility the contractor have the right to extend the time because of COVID, very unusual time where your transaction could be delayed for a period of time and you're going to end up staying in a hotel if you already sold your property. So these are the things you have to watch when you are buying and selling real estate, especially when you're buying a new construction. Now, biggest problem we have is the mortgage fraud. We have heard about people are providing the mortgages because they pay people under the table sometime and to get a mortgage. This is all mortgage fraud. If you don't qualify, you're not going to get it. You are breaking the law to get a mortgage. It's very, very important to work with a mortgage agent or a banker or a lender to make sure you have all your income documents with you, T4, T4As, and notice of assessment. If you're self-employed, you will have a G1, general, and submit all the income, all sources of income to your broker, mortgage agent, or a lender to make sure you are pre-approved before you start the process of buying a property. It's very, very important. It's always good for someone who already have an equity built in, so they are trying to upgrade. If you are downsizing it, that's a totally different story. You also have to watch for your penalty, because you might end up paying a little penalty if you are breaking a mortgage, unless you are going to carry on or transfer the mortgage. Very, very important. I'm going to talk to you because I'm a principal broker of Canada Express Mortgage Inc. License 13241. I will teach you and guide you how to apply for a mortgage and what steps you have to do. You can go to my website, Canada Express-mortgage.ca. It all information is there. You can view them. But if you have any question, you can call me directly, 416-451-3489. I can help you to make you understand what steps you have to go through to make sure you don't get in trouble and get your mortgage. It's very, very important how to apply. This is very critical, because when you are hiring a mortgage agent or broker who's experienced in explaining you how to apply and what's the pros and cons of working with a broker or going to the lender directly, you have to know this. The mortgage business is licensed in Ontario, and everybody has to follow very strict guidelines. Know your product, know your client. This is very important, where we look at the product that is suitable for you to make sure that we understand that. Number two is we also understand our client to make sure how they can afford a mortgage if they are applying for a mortgage. So we're going to take a short break now, and we're going to come back to you after the short break.
कॉर्पोरेट इवेंट्स हो या शादी की तकरीब, बर्थडे एनिवर्सरीज हो या हो बेबी शावर, और अगर आप चाहते हैं स्टूडियो सेटअप, रेंटल बैकड्रॉप्स, हार गजरे या पार्टीज के लिए फ्रेश फ्लावर अरेंजमेंट्स, देन कॉल आफिया खान at 416-628-7849. Essence Event Decor, creative, elegant and unique.
It's good to dream big, to own a house and a business. Get residential and business loans. Get insurance to protect your dreams. Get your children in university education without monetary worries. Invite your family from back home to share your success in Canada. Me and my team of professionals will help you under one roof to settle down in Canada.
Amber Financial and Allied Services. Call now. 647-887-1696. Amber Financial and Allied Services. All services under one roof.
Zoc. Now it's fully renovated. Live catering, barbecue, tandoor, जलेबियाँ और fresh naan. तकरीब आपके घर में हो या घर से बाहर, Zoc is providing full service now, and Zoc has opened a new banquet hall, garden event center. आपका Zoc देखकर लोग कहेंगे, क्या Zoc है आपका? Call right now 905-625-7786. Zoc वालों के लिए.
आपकी रिहाइश ऐसी हो जहां जिंदगी की सहूलत मयसर हो, जो आपको बुलंदियों पर ले जाए, तो मिलिए रियल एस्टेट मार्केट के एक्सपीरियंस्ड रियल एस्टेट प्रोफेशनल अमित ओबेरॉय से। GTA में रियल एस्टेट मार्केट के हर अंदाज से वाकिफ। आपको घर खरीदना हो, बेचना हो या करना हो मुनाफे का इन्वेस्टमेंट, मेरे तजुर्बे से आज ही फायदा उठाएं। आज ही कॉल करें अमित ओबेरॉय 647-291-8102। अमित ओबेरॉय, ब्यूटीफुल होम्स यू कैन अफोर्ड। डिक्सी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स और अप्लायंसेस पिछले 16 सालों से खरीदारों की खिदमत कर रहे हैं। हम लगातार 4 सालों से खरीदारों की पहली पसंद बने रहने का अवार्ड हासिल कर चुके हैं। हम किचनर्स, बॉश, वर्लपूल, LG, सैमसंग और जनरल इलेक्ट्रिक के ऑथराइज्ड डीलर हैं। 5 स्टार खिदमत का लुत्फ लें। हम आप सभी को टीवी सबसे ज्यादा रियायती दामों पर देने की गारंटी देते हैं। www.dixieelectronics.ca हमारी वेबसाइट पर जाएं या अभी कॉल करें 905-625-5900। सभी बहुत ही मुनासिब कीमत पर दस्तयाब हैं, जो आप बाआसानी से ले सकते हैं। At Dixie, वी सेल क्वालिटी एंड डिलीवर कॉन्फिडेंस। पहली पसंद बने रहने का अवार्ड हासिल कर चुके हैं। हम किचनर्स, बॉश, वर्लपूल, LG, सैमसंग और जनरल इलेक्ट्रिक के ऑथराइज्ड डीलर हैं। 5 स्टार खिदमत का लुत्फ लें। हम आप सभी को टीवी सबसे ज्यादा रियायती दामों पर देने की गारंटी देते हैं। www.dixieelectronics.ca हमारी वेबसाइट पर जाएं या अभी कॉल करें 9056255900। सभी बहुत ही मुनासिब कीमत पर दस्तयाब हैं, जो आप आसानी से ले सकते हैं। At Dixie, we sell quality and deliver confidence.
Good evening and welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment. My name is Tahir. I am your host. Today we are talking about hot topics in real estate. We are talking multiple things happening in the area. So most important thing right now, the challenge that we have is how to apply for a mortgage. How do we qualify? The most important thing for you is to gather all your income document, your tax returns, your all sources of income. If you are a self-employed, you need a G1 also, notice of assessment. And you need to a rental income, your investors. You need to consolidate all your document and submit one time, because a lender is looking to see what is your source of income when you borrow a money, how you are capable of paying that mortgage on timely manner for a period of time, because you're committing for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year fix or variable, whatever agreement that you are doing. So they look at your income statement, what is the source of income. So a source of income is a self-employed or is it an employer? And they will look at your T4A, or a commission agent will have a T4As and T4s. And then they will look at the notice of assessment. And also they look at your history, how long you've been an employee of that company. So minimum 3 years history they need for in terms of income purposes. So you have an income, then you also have an asset, which is asset could be your property. You have a cash money in the bank or TFSA, RSP, all those are your asset. They look at your asset, they look at your liability. So they will create a net worth. The income verified by notice of assessment is a declared income. And your asset and your liability, if you have a more asset and less liability, you will have a net asset will be your leverage they will be using to make sure that you are a prudent, a good investor or a good borrower. So then they look at your credibility. This is very important. And each time when you apply for a mortgage or a loan, the credit bureau is pulled that tell the history about it. So do not hide any information from your mortgage lender or a bank, because they will be pulling out a minimum 2 reports. One is TransUnion. RBC uses TransUnion, whereas other bank uses Equifax. It will show you each time you have borrowed money. Even Rogers, your wireless guy, if you don't pay your bill, they report it every month. You see it. So therefore, they look at your credibility. If you have paid your bill right, you don't have delay your payment, so that goes in favor. At the end of the day, they look at this, your income, they call TDS, total debt service. Total debt service includes all the loans, taxes, and business visa cards and student loans. It should not exceed 40 or 42%. Then it's called GDS, gross debt service. That means it's only include everything but not taxes. Your student loans are not included GDS. GDS should be 30, not more than 32%. Once you have these GDS and TDS calculated, you will know how much you qualify. And this is what the bank do. You can go to city-pro.net and buying or selling, use the calculator, you can do the calculation yourself, and you can see how much you can afford, how much you qualify. You can very simple. The process, you can check it out. And instead of sharing all your private information, is very, very good to go to your website, go to our website, ctpro-net, go to the buying process or selling, click on the calculators, and you can estimate how much it's going to cost you, how much you can afford, what will be your mortgage and amortization schedule, and also land transfer fee, because if you are buying in Mississauga, right now there's only one Ontario land transfer tax. But if you buy in Toronto, they are going to be a municipal land transfer tax, because Toronto has a special legislation power given by Ontario government to impose a second land transfer tax. As I mentioned in many other programs, that all municipalities are facing infrastructure deficit. They need to borrow money. They're not able to generate enough money, and they need money from federal government, Ontario government, and therefore, in order for them to take care of the maintenance of the bridges and roads, they are seeking more and more money, and they are asking, all mayors are getting their head together to go out to Ontario government to give them special power, just like in Toronto, so they can raise funds to support infrastructure. So you're going to have this challenge coming to you very soon. So now go back and look at that again. You have to realize that shortage of supply of housing is a big challenge at this moment. You're going to continue to face this situation, and there is no way that you are able to avoid that. If you need to make a move to buy a property, or you're going to move around from a big city to a smaller city, you have no choice but to do it, because the prediction of Canadian Real Estate Association is in Ontario, they're going to be increased over 11% in price, average price in Ontario. So you are facing a multiple bidding war, multiple offers. Bidding war is when you have competing offers coming from various brokers. Multiple representation is when the brokerage that is listed the property also have a buyer. There's a multiple representation there. So there is a protocol, and we have very good system in Ontario, where Real Estate Council of Ontario monitors that and implemented a guidelines how to deal with the multiple offers and bidding war. So there is a very transparent system there. The only thing you control is your pen and your money. When you vet your signature on an offer with the amount that you're going to offer, you are going to live by it. Lots of people are giving deposits because they went in hype to get secure a deal, and they created legal liability for them, because in case seller is not able to sell the price, and they can sue you because you made a commitment, but you did not give a deposit. There is a shortage of housing, so a lot of people are not doing that, but there is a places where sometimes this happen. So be careful when you are bidding on offer. Prepare your budget, stay within your line guidelines and strategy that you have developed with your realtor, to make sure you are not overboarding or getting emotional. Be logical and go according to your plan and negotiate the deal the best you can. And also make sure the deposit that you are borrowing, if you are borrowing from your parents, that deposit becomes your liability unless that is gifted to you, and you have to declare that to your lender when you're getting a mortgage. This is very, very important for you to understand that when you borrow a money, doesn't matter from which source, that is your liability. That will reduces the amount of the mortgage that you qualify. If money is given to you gift, you have to declare it, and you have to have an affidavit that this money is given to you, and this is a gift, not a loan. So you are watching Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I'm a broker record for City Pro Realty Inc. brokerage. If you have any question regarding real estate, please call my office 905-785-9923 or call me directly 416-451-3489. I'd be more than happy to help you. Now, if you are watching and viewer of Realty Coffee Talk, we have negotiated a very special package with Awaz Entertainment. Ms. Jabeen will give you a special discount. You can call 416-786-9809 and tell her that you are watching Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment. She will give you $500, a special 30-second advertisement 10 times a day for 30 days if you mention to them that you are a viewer of Realty Coffee Talk. A special discount, again, available to you, viewers of Realty Coffee Talk. You can call 1-888-786-9809 and ask for Ms. Jabeen. She'll be more than happy to give you a discount. Thank you for watching. Please be careful. Right now, COVID is still there. Keep the social distance, wear your mask, and avoid unnecessary gathering. And we shall get back to you. We pray for the doctors, nurses, and our armed forces who are putting their life on line to protect us. May God bless you all. May God bless Canada. See you next Thursday at 7 p.m. on Awaz Entertainment in Canada, around the world. My name is Tahir Qureshi. Bye for now.